All right, great. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Irene. I'm one of the counselors here at Fresno City, and I'll let our other counselor introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jasmine Aviles. I'm also a business pathway counselor here at Fresno City College. Nice to see you all.
All right. Yeah, nice to see everybody here. We'll give some time for questions. Let me see. There's something. Okay, someone say hello. Thank you. Hello. Um, so yeah, if you have questions, you can put stuff in the chat, and then we'll give some time for questions at the end as well. But if you have something urgent, just I don't know if you know how to use the Zoom, but at the bottom there is something where you can like raise your hand, or you can just put something in the chat or unmute yourself if you want to speak up. All right, so we're glad that you're all here today at Ram Ready, and this is the business pathway breakout session. And so we're going to go over a little bit about the business pathway. Let's see here. All right, there we go. So why are you in this pathway? So there's many aspects in the area of business that you can go into. So like accounting, economics, entrepreneurship. I just learned that the fashion merchandising at Fresno State's going to go away. So we might have to have some other options for that. But we also have management, marketing, retail management. Those are a lot of options that you could go into business. Jasmine, did you want to add anything to this?
Hi, I just want to say that there's so many areas and you might think, oh, I want to go into accounting or marketing or management, whatever area you choose to whenever you meet with us, because we do have associate's degree and we also have certificates. So we can explain to you the main difference between the two. So short and sweet version is certificate is, again, something short and sweet that you can add to your resume. Certificates do not require general education such as English, math, science. So in an associate's degree, that's require passing your classes with a C or better, along with general education.
Okay, thank you. So I just was going to answer in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and just verbally answer. Tisha, I believe, said that she needs an appointment with the counselor. So we're going to go over how to make an appointment at some point here. So that'll be something that we cover in this meeting. So we'll get to that. But good question. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the next slide. Let's see here. There we go. So within the business division or business pathway, we have the business division and we have majors within our division. So we have majors like accounting, business technology, where you can do office specialist, medical office, and legal office. We have marketing, retail management, fashion merchandising, business, and then, I'm sorry, management, and then business administration for transfer. The business administration for transfer is our more popular one because those have a lot of the prerequisites to get into the business program at Fresno State. Now, I know not everybody always understands what a prerequisite is, so I'll just explain that briefly. So we have two accounting classes in that major, and one is accounting 4A and the other is accounting 4B. 4A is a prerequisite to get into 4B. So there are a lot of classes that have prerequisites before them. So whenever you see a major, you want to make sure are there any prerequisites that are required for any of these classes, because they don't always list those prerequisites on the major sheets. But our business administration for transfer degree prepares you to get into the business program at Fresno State. All right. Jasmine, did you want to add anything?
I would just like to add that sometimes students come in on board and they say like, oh, I really want an accounting associate's degree, which is fine. So if your goal is to eventually transfer out, we do recommend business administration for transfer. And then once you get to, for example, Fresno State, you can choose your concentration, your bachelor's in accountancy. So sometimes it's like, yes, I want this. But the business administration will prepare you more either or you're fine, whatever goal you want to accomplish. So here at the community college, you do your lower division requirements. Once you transfer out, you do your upper division requirements. So we use this website called assess.org, which when we meet with you, we're going to show you what is it that the institution that you want to transfer out to wants from you before you transfer, the way you go in as a junior standing, or instead of being a pre-business student, you're going to go as a business student. And again, everything is going to make sense as we go.
Thank you. So Brianna was asking, what if you want to change your major? So when you meet, you may gonna make an appointment to meet with the counselor, and then that's when you will tell the counselor, I want to change my major, and we'll say, okay, what do you want to change your major to? And then we'll look that major up, and we'll update the system to show the change, and then we should be making you a new plan. So everybody should have a plan on file. It's called a student education plan. You'll hear that a lot, SEP. There's something called a SEPA and a SEPC. The A is abbreviated, so that just means that we're just trying to get you classes planned for this next semester maybe, or this next semester coming up. But the C means comprehensive. So then that means that we're trying to, everybody should have a plan that's comprehensive at some point, that we want to know what all of your classes are going to be from now until you finish all your classes here with us. And either you graduate with us or you graduate and transfer. But when you meet with the counselor, we'll talk about all that stuff, the plan, and if you're going to transfer, what your plan is and how we're going to set up your plan. Okay. Let me see. There's something else here. Okay, great. All right. Thank you for that question. And then let's move on to the next slide here. So at Fresno State, they have lots of different majors there as well. And like Jasmine was saying, once you get there, that's when you can change your focus to be more specific. So here at Fresno City, the way we usually advise students is to do our business administration degree for transfer, which is fairly broad. And then when you get to Fresno State, you're going to narrow it down more to the specific area that you're interested in, like accountancy or entrepreneurship. Um, yeah, we have the real estate certificate as well that helps you. It's 3 classes and it helps prepare you for the real estate licensing exam. So you can get those 3 classes done in one semester. If you're interested in that, just let us know. We can help you with that. But these are the business majors at Fresno State. Um, Jasmine, did you want to add anything?
No, thank you.
Okay, so just to repeat, because I know I mentioned it earlier, but I want to, because I just learned this the other day, that the BA in fashion merchandising down there at the bottom is going to be going away. So I'm not sure if that's for this school year or the next one, but in case that's something you were interested in, that's not going to be available at Fresno State in the future. So just FYI. Okay, so let's go move on. All right, so we are your pathway, business pathway. Your pathway has a team, and the team is made up of our deans, our counselors. Well, we have one dean. I don't know why it has an S. It's one dean. Counselors, there's 3 of us that are housed here in the business division. Lori Swain, she's our full-time counselor. And then myself, Irene, and then Jasmine, we're your part-time or adjunct counselors. So we are here to help you. We do have other counselors that are assigned to the pathway, but they're located in other areas, and they're not, they're familiar with the pathway, but they're probably not as familiar as the 3 of us that are actually here in the division, in the building, maybe where I think we might be a little bit more familiar with the pathway. So just FYI on that. And then we also have instructors that are part of your team, and they're here to help you as well. And then we have student services staff members. So we have office staff. They're here to help you as well. And then we want to support you from beginning to end. So we help you with academic advising. We support you, any interventions that you might need, tutoring, things like that. if you need us to help, communicate with an instructor, we can help you with that. Financial aid is part of your assistance here that we have. We as counselors don't know a lot about financial aid, but we do have, I just learned that we have a contact over there so we can, maybe get some more personalized assistance from financial aid if that's something that you need. And then we have the transfer and career center that can help you as well. All right. Jasmine, did you want to add anything?
Yes, so being a college student overall is exciting. This is new, right? But also it can be stressful when you don't know how to ask the right questions, where to go for tutorial or different services that we offer. You're already paying for all of these services, so utilize them. They're here for you. You can meet with us either once per semester, once a month, whatever you want to do. Every support system that you have on campus, definitely utilize those, because don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself. So definitely we're not the experts in everything, but we'll find the answer for you. But you don't have an assigned counselor, as Irene stated, so you can meet with many counselors, or if you feel like, oh, I can trust you, I feel comfortable with you, then you can stick with one in particular. Also, if you're about to transfer out, we recommend you to double check with our transfer center counselor. That way they double, triple check that you're good to go and transfer out. Also, communication is key with your instructors. Let's say something happened out of your control and then you have to miss classes for whatever reason. We do recommend that you talk to your instructors because we're human beings too. We don't know what's going on. So if you don't tell us, we don't know how to help you. And things always happen. So definitely take that into consideration. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Yeah, Jasmine reminded me, I said that in we had a live or an in-person session yesterday, and that's something that I always like to mention is communication being a key to every relationship. So when you're in your class with your instructor, we want you can communicate with them to not feel intimidated by them or afraid to talk to them. We want you to talk to them and make sure. I see it looks like we're frozen. Can everybody still, if you can't hear me, or if you can I have someone? Okay, it looks like we're okay. I just saw somebody frozen, so we're okay. All
Hi,
right.
Hi, Irene. Sorry to interrupt. You did, for a while, I wasn't able to hear you.
Okay. You can hear me now? Yeah. Okay, great. All right, so we're gonna move on. All right, so we have a little short video here to watch, so I'm gonna play this here. Oops, sorry.
We're not able to hear the video.
Okay, let me stop sharing and then let me share again. Let me start over. Okay, Jasmine, let me know if you can hear it.
No, not yet.
Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why. Um, hmm. I wonder if whoops, go back. Well, we'll go ahead and skip the video for right now. We'll just continue on, because I'm not sure why the sound wasn't working. So we'll go to this next slide here on how we support you. So you're the student here in the middle, and then we have us as the counselors here to support you, your instructors, the deans, and our support service staff to help you. All right, so we're all here to serve you here in the center. So let's see, I'm gonna move on to the next one. So here's your network. Here's our all the other business division care pathway counselors. So you can see I'm right here, Irene, and then Jasmine's over here, Lori Swain. So those us three are the ones that are here housed in the business division. Susanna is awesome, Ernesto, they're all awesome to help you. Hector, Francisco, Vanita. And so you can go into our Starfish program and make an appointment. So this blue button here, schedule an appointment, and you should be able to schedule an appointment with any one of us. Or I think you can actually click on the actual counselor and then make an appointment with them as well. So if you know how to go to your student email, you go through your portal, my portal, and you see your dashboard. In your dashboard, you should see an app called Starfish. If you don't see that there, you can go to your apps catalog and you should see it there. And then once you're in Starfish, or I'm sorry, yeah, in Starfish, then you're going to go to an appointment in there, and then you should be able to do it that way. Jasmine, did you have anything to add here?
No.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go on to the next slide here. So you're going to, when you're making the appointment, you're going to select a reason. So this is important because I have a lot of students I feel like just click general questions when really we need more time. So I like for you guys to pick one of the 60-minute options if you can. If you do think it is just going to be a really quick question, then go ahead and pick the 30 minutes. But if, you know, we're going to go over your plan, we're going to review transcripts, things like that, especially from an outside college. If it's to deal with probation, you have a hold on your account or something, we're going to need a little bit more time. And if we only have that 30 minutes, we're going to probably run out of time, and then I'm going to have to ask you to make another appointment later on. So make sure you're selecting the right reason, and then you're going to select the day and time for that appointment. All right, and then you review and confirm there down at the bottom. And if you want to come in person, you can. We're here in our office. Jasmine and I are in the same office, BE 128. And then Lori, I think it's 102, but she's outside off of our courtyard. So we're gonna go on. All right, so why come and meet with us? Why is it important? It is important because we want to make sure we update your information. If you're going to be transferring, we want to get that information to you as well. We want to review your progress. If you're changing your major or the program, sometimes the majors and the programs have changes, and so we want to get that information to you. So there are students that don't come and see a counselor for like a year or two, and then once they do, it's like, oh, well, you should have come and see me, so I could have told you about this change or that change. So please don't not come see us for like more than one semester, at least once a semester. We want to make sure that you're still on track. We want to look at your classes and help you with what you should be taking in the next semester coming up. And then I had a student recently that he was waiting for Extreme Reg every semester, Extreme Registration. And by that point, a lot of the classes are full, waitlisted, they're closed. So we want to make sure that you're getting your registration done as soon as possible so that you have more opportunity, more classes available to you. Okay, so we typically start registration in the middle of the semester beforehand. So probably in October, like middle to end of October, we're going to start registering for spring, and that starts in January. So October may seem really early, like you're still in the middle of your fall semester, but we are going to start opening up classes in like around October time so that you can start registering, because and then we have tiers of students. So like there's a tier 1 can register like say October 15th through the 20th. And then when tier 2 can be October 20th through September So just make sure that you're, or September, October, November, the months mixed up there. So just make sure that you're meeting with us regularly and that you are planning to register for your classes as early as possible. Know how to check your student email because registration is going to email you at some point to your student email to let you know when your registration date is. So pay attention to that so that you can do that as early as possible. Um, so we also, if you're wanting to drop a class, this is very important to know. I mentioned this yesterday. If you decide you don't want a class, you do need to drop it. You cannot just stop attending. I have had a lot of students like, oh, I just didn't want that class anymore, so I stopped going. I thought the teacher dropped me. The teacher, it's not their responsibility to drop you. And a lot of them don't drop you. And so I've had students like, oh, how did I get an F in that class? I never even went. It's like, well, you were enrolled, you never went, so you got an F. The teacher never dropped you. So make sure that you're paying attention to if you are still enrolled in a class or not. Make sure you are enrolled in the class if you are going to the class, because we were talking about a student yesterday who had gone through the whole class and was not actually ever enrolled in the class. So the teacher should have caught that. We're not sure how that happened, but it got past the instructor. And so there was an issue at the end because his class overlapped with another class. And so he had to get permission to actually be enrolled in both classes. So we typically do not allow that to happen if a class is overlapping with another class. We want you to do one and then the other, not separately, not together. Okay, there's reasons for that. So anyway, are there any questions so far? I don't want to be going too quickly and missing any questions.
We do have one question on the chat regarding financial aid
Okay.
from Brianna. So again, we're not an expert and we don't want to be experts on financial aid. That's not our role. Just because let's say that we misadvise you, then your money it's is something that we don't want to mess up with. So we know the general information, for example, for the community college for financial aid, to be considered a full-time student, you need to be at 12 units or more. Anything less than 12 units, you're considered a part-time student. So for financial aid, if you want to get the most out of it, then you have to be full-time status, 12 units or more. So every class has a unit value, such as 3, 4, 5 units, or 1 unit, depending on the class. So if to be looking at full-time status, we're looking at 4 to 5 classes, depending again on the unit value. It is important to meet with us. After COVID, we realized like, oh, we can offer more classes online and we can meet with you guys via Zoom, like more options, right? So you don't necessarily have to come in person to meet with us. You can always schedule a Zoom meeting if that works better for you. There's always deadlines, as Irene mentioned. Please check your emails from August to December, or even now. If you do have online courses this semester, please make sure you check your email. Because let's say that you're on the wait list, or if you're even actually registered for a class, they're going to send you an email and they're going to tell you, please complete quiz number 1 or assignment number 1 by the first day of class. If you don't do so, you're going to get dropped from your class, even if you're registered, even if you're on the wait list. So make sure you do that. Check constantly your email, your Canvas, because that's something that they will do. And now you're going to be like, hey, I don't have classes. What's going on? So please make sure your email within the semester, again, you're going to receive emails from admissions and records letting you know if you want to avoid an F on your transcript, please make sure you drop this course by whatever deadline. We also have, instead of an F, you can get a W on your transcript. A W means that you withdrew from your class. Financial aid does not like to see a lot of W's on your transcript because it's like, hey, we're paying for your classes and you're not successfully completing them all the way through. So there's a lot of things that you're gonna learn as you go. But yeah, it is important. Some students feel like, okay, I got this. And some students are like, I just want to make sure. So I want to meet with you every so often. So it's just a matter of preference.
Thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, there's something called a W, and then there's something called an EW. The EW is an excused withdrawal. That's only if you're having like extenuating circumstances in the semester. So if you have a death in the family, a jury duty, military duty, or you are extremely sick yourself, you have to be in the hospital, something like that, then we will give you or you can apply for an excused withdrawal, and they do approve those from time to time. Typically, the excused withdrawals are for all the classes in that particular semester. So typically it's something that's affecting you for every class, not just one. So, it can be done for like, oh, well, this class was just really hard for me, so I want to be excused. And no, we can't, unfortunately, we can't do that. You can do a withdrawal, but you can't do an excuse withdrawal. So the withdrawal does count as an attempt at the class. And we basically only give you 3 attempts at a class. So we do have students, they have to repeat classes. It does happen. And then by the third time, we have to give you approval for that third time. And if you still don't pass it that third time, then there's something called a fourth repeat petition, but that has to go to a committee and that takes a while to get approved. And I don't know how often they actually do get approved. So we usually just recommend that you take the class the fourth time at another college outside of State Center Community College District. So that would be like Fresno State, Fresno Pacific. There's a West Hills College in Lemoore, the College of the Sequoias and Visalia. So somewhere else you could take a class, but you need to make sure that it is exactly the same class as ours or equivalent, because not all classes go across the board from college to college. And even within our district, not talking about repeating a class, but let's say that you want to take a class at Clovis, Madera, or Reedley instead of taking it here at Fresno City because you can take it online just as easy at one of the other colleges. You need to make sure it's the same, going to count the same. So there are some general eds that count different, general ed classes that count different at each college. So we're not the same across the board. So make sure you're careful and talk to us if you're unsure. All right. So let's move on to the next slide here. All right. So like we talked about, student education plan is part of the importance of meeting with us. So we want to make sure that you have a plan on file. If you do have to appeal like a probation status, if you are put on a disqualification, or some of the classes, the teachers have this as an assignment as well. So the disqualification assignments are reasons that you will need your student education plan, and we want that to be completely done. So we want to make sure that you have that done. And that way, in case you need to have that, you have it already done. All right. So academic probation is another reason to meet with us. We need to go over your status and what are the next steps, what could happen if you continue on probation. We have different levels of probation, so we want to explain those to you and let you know where you are at this point. There is something called Starfish Early Alert. So we have the Starfish program, and your instructors are able to get into the Starfish program and do something that we call raising a flag. So that's an early alert flag is what we're discussing right now, is they can raise an early alert flag on you, which then notifies a counselor to contact you. So we will either give you a phone call or send you an email that we want to speak with you regarding your class. So sometimes it can be, hey, kudos, you're doing a good job, keep up the good work. And then other times it's like, hey, I have noticed you haven't been coming to class. I noticed you missed the last couple of tests, or your last couple of tests have been very low. Maybe you should see a tutor, or is there something that you want to talk to us about? Is there something going on that's causing you to not be doing well in the class? So, back in my day when I was a student, we didn't have any kind of early alert flags or anything like that. So I think this is a good thing that the instructors are doing now. So that way, if there is an issue, then we're trying to communicate with you to have you tell us what's going on and if we can help you. All right. So make sure that you're checking your student email. Make sure you know how to do that. If you don't know how to do it, you can go to technology help off of our website and they can help you, or ask us and we can help you get to that. And then what's another thing I was going to say? I can't remember, but you need to meet with us usually at least once a semester. But if there's any other issues, please come and talk with us. And we're going to give you our emails at the end of this presentation. So Jasmine, did you have something?
I just want to add regarding probation. So we take a look at two different GPAs. One is a term and the other one is cumulative GPA. So the term can be fall, spring, summer. And then the cumulative means the overall GPA since you started taking classes with us. So both of those GPAs need to be at a 2.0. That's the minimum GPA that you need to maintain to be considered in good standing. So let's say that your term was great, you got 3 point something, but your cumulative is below a 2.0, you're still gonna be on probation. So if you're on probation, you will have to meet with one of us so we can clear you off. You won't be able to register for classes. And also, if your goal is to eventually transfer out, you want to have a competitive GPA. There's different levels, as Irene mentioned. So definitely take care of your grades, your GPA, because financial aid wants you to pass at least 50% of the units that you're attempting. So they're also taking a look into that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I remembered what I was going to say a little bit ago. I was saying make sure you're checking your email and then your phone number. Make sure your phone number is current. So you can look at that, I think, in self-service and make sure that that's the correct number because a lot of times I call students for these early alert flags and the number is changed. So I hate waking up somebody and it's not even for them or I get somebody's mom or dad and it's better if you have your own cell phone to have your cell phone number. Okay, so make sure you're keeping that up to date. I know sometimes our numbers change pretty often, so we want to make sure we're keeping that updated in the system. All right, so let me go to the next one here. All right, so we just wanted to give you some success tips. Some of this may seem like, duh, like I know that, like, why are you telling me? But it is something that we've experienced that, maybe deserves mentioning from our experiences we've had with other students. So there are some students that feel like they don't have to go to class. Okay. They read the book, they do their tests, they feel like they know what's going on, but there can be things that can happen in class that I've seen students miss. And then it's detrimental to them because they weren't in the class, so they didn't know. So, like for instance, final exam can get moved from one room to another, or they don't know the right date. So I've had students in the past show up in our office and say, I can't find my class. I went to where it is, but nobody's there. And so then we find out, oh, well, that was actually moved, or we don't know what happened. So another good thing for you to do is to get a buddy in the class. So it's not somebody you have to make a lifelong friend with, but at least, for that semester, you guys kind of can help each other out. If you miss class, you could text one another or email one another to say, hey, what did I miss? Or hey, can you tell me what the homework assignment was? Or I'm confused about this. So just, it would be great for you to make sure you're going to class. And then if you miss class, you have a buddy or somebody that you can reach out to. Because the teachers don't always get back to us right away, right? I mean, we can email them, but they have so many students, it's not as easy for them to get back to you as maybe one of your classmates. So please try to do that. And then also make sure you're completing your assignments, you're keeping up to date, you're looking at the syllabus. If your class, most of the classes are now on Canvas. So you should be going to Canvas periodically and looking at the syllabus, looking at your different modules that you have on there and what assignments are coming up due. Okay, so making sure you're completing your assignments. If you miss assignments, you don't get them done, even if the teacher says, All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm sorry that we lost connection there. I'm not sure what happened, but thank you for coming back to those of you who did. So we're almost done, I believe. So we're just gonna continue to finish what we still have left. If you remember, if you have any questions, put them in the chat or unmute yourself and please let us know. So please make sure you're completing your assignments, you're managing your time well. Try to leave yourself time in between classes to study and do homework. If you have two classes right back to back, then you're not gonna maybe have time to study or review your notes right before the next class if you have a test or something, or you need to get some homework done that you didn't finish the night before. I would purposely leave time in between classes to be here on campus so that I could get some of my homework done. Because if I go home, I know that I'm going to want to watch TV or eat or take a nap, and there's all kinds of distractions, other family members, right? So we want to try to make time for ourselves to get our work done in a timely fashion and where it's going to be a good productive environment for us. Office hours, and all instructors have office hours, so you need to make sure to look on the syllabus. They should list them there when their office hours are and where. All right, even if they're a part-time instructor, they should still have um, some office hours for you. So make sure you're looking at your syllabus for the office hours and then utilize all communication options. So that means email, that means phone, making sure your phone number is updated, um, checking your Canvas because your teacher can communicate with you through Canvas. So make sure you're checking your student email, making sure your phone is updated, and making sure you're checking your Canvas account as well. All right, so we're gonna move on. Jasmine, did you
Um,
want to add anything?
Yes, I just want to mention out too. So time management is key in college. So high school works different than college. You get so much freedom that sometimes you don't know how to properly take advantage of the free time. So definitely write everything on your phone, assignments. On the first day of class, you get your class syllabus. So basically that is a contract between you and the instructor. It tells you how the class is gonna run throughout the semester, when assignments are due for the most part. So definitely look into that, and then you can schedule your whole plan for the whole semester. Also, one piece of advice that I give all my students is don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself. Utilize all your resources, and at the end of the day, you are graduating with other students with the same degree. So what makes you different? You have to be the student that graduates, or the student that before you graduate, um, don't just go to school and go to work, or that don't just go to school and go home. Do the extra mile. What other things are you doing differently? Are you utilizing office hours to talk to your instructors? Your instructors are your mentors. They're already in the field, or have that experience. So they can definitely get you to where you want to be. Also, have you done any internship? Are you working in something related to your major? So again, it's not just having straight A's 4.0 or just obtaining that degree. I want you to be the student who graduates and gets a job instead of the student who graduates and is like, oh, I don't know what to do. It's just a piece of paper, right? So definitely, if you're young, also try to further your education as much as possible, because everything right now is so expensive and competitive, and you just want to be living a stable life, and enjoying whatever you end up doing or majoring in.
Thank you. All right, so we have different events on campus. Some of the clubs have, whoops, let me go back, sorry. Some of the clubs have events, but in our pathway, we have, excuse me, well, you'll probably be getting a letter from our dean welcoming you. And then we also have Welcome Week. We have a booth out there. So if you're here physically on campus, there's a lot of booths set up outside that first week of classes. So if you're lost, you don't know where to go. And I think a lot of times we also have like some fun refreshments, maybe some coffee or hot chocolate, and then some donuts or cookies. So make sure you're coming and looking and visiting the booths and asking questions. We're here to help you. And then there's other activities that we may have. Um, I know there's some where we kind of have like it's kind of like an open house when we have high schools come and visit, but then we also have we want you to participate in that as well and come and talk to us if you have any questions. We have counselors that go out periodically. Actually, I think we have counselors out on the green. They call it counseling on the green, like once or twice a week, every week. So if you are walking around outside and you have a question for a counselor, you should be able to find us out on the main walkway that's in between the main fountain and the cafeteria or the bookstore. Just look for a red canopy and we're usually out there to help you. So please let us know if you have any questions about that. Move on. So if you need help, like we said, we want you to come to our booth. The main fountain, there's going to be booths out there. You can check in your portal, your email, your class locations, and we will help you look that up. Um, Before I go on, Jasmine, did you have something you want to add?
Oh, I just wanted to say that usually on the first day or the first week in the semester, that the system goes down just because there's a lot of students trying to get in and also us faculty and staff. So I will encourage you to print out your schedule, take a screenshot of your classes because you might not be able to go to self-service the week. So you got to make sure you know where your classes are located. Also, we have an interactive map on our website that you can kind of like, oh, I'm gonna have classes here and here, so you can like cross-reference the different buildings that you're gonna be using this semester. So just have a piece of advice because we seen that every year, so we just want to make sure you are prepared.
Yeah,
And this is the
thank
sign
you.
language interpreter interrupting. I do apologize. One of us is spotlighted and Peter, myself, is not spotlighted. Can you spotlight me so I can be able to support my
I
team, please?
thought that I did do that. Let me see. Here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Sorry about that. You're
No
welcome.
problem.
All right. Um, so yeah, we did mention yesterday um, in our meeting about making sure you have a screenshot or something like Jasmine was saying of your class schedule. So what I would also suggest is you print it out or write it down. I said old school, pencil and paper, pen and paper, write it down or print it out, have it with you because even if it's on your phone, like what if your phone dies or you forget your phone or so, you don't have internet or you shouldn't need internet to look at your picture, right? But still, try to be as prepared as possible. So when you're coming that first week of the semester, have a piece of paper, either a printout or written where your classes are, what time, what room, and make sure you're paying attention to the start and end date. I've had students show up in August and their class doesn't start till October. So we do have short-term classes that don't start till September or October a lot of times. So make sure you're paying attention to that. We do have a computer lab on campus, or in here in our pathway, in our division, in our building. BE 120 is the room number. It's open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It does close for lunch from 12 to 1. We have a computer lab tech in there. His name is Jeff. He's awesome. And I'm told that you're able to print in there for free. I'm not sure. There's probably a limit to how much you can print, but um, that is a nice place to go and have available to you. That hasn't always been the case, so please take advantage of that. Um, Pathway Welcome Week, the first week of school, we mentioned that. Let me see, I'm kind of covering some of this up. 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we're still available after 2 p.m., but we're not going to be outside, I think, because we want to make sure that we're helping students in the office and through Zoom as well. And then it's just getting hotter, right? After 2 is the hottest part of the day. So if we're not out there, please come find us and we can still help you. We're usually here till 5 or 6. Actually, that first week, I think we have people available at least till 6, maybe even till 7. Jasmine, do you remember like usually what time we have counselors here?
Counselors for what? I'm sorry.
So like that first week, I know, and sometimes it's even into the second week, we have extended hours, where like in general counseling, where counselors will work like till 6 or 7. I just can't remember if it's 6 or 7,
I
but
don't
that's
know. I
okay.
don't remember, Irene.
Okay, that's okay. But just ask us and we can help you with that. All right, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so what is next after this? We have a resource fair for you guys. So it should be starting in about 10 minutes. You should have gotten the link, I'm thinking, for that. If you don't know it, let me know and I can see if I can find out for you. We want to make sure that you're going into your portal, you're looking in your Canvas. Oh, that's just saying that we have the virtual. I guess there's going to be a workshop on the 9th on the portal and Canvas. So be aware of that. And then there's a link here if you wanted to look up more resources. And then I don't think that there's a survey, but check your email to see if you get a survey to your student email that we I think if you do get one, we would like for you to complete it. All right. Let me see. Any questions? So here's time for some questions and there's our email. So please write it down or take a screenshot of those emails and let me see. Okay, yeah. Good luck for the rest of this semester. Thanks, Jasmine, for putting that in the chat there. So good luck on your semester. We hope that you do really well. And remember that we're here, Irene, Jasmine, Lori, we're here to help you if you need help with anything. All right. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I don't see anybody raising their hand or unmuting. I don't hear anyone. So I guess we're going to go ahead and end. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.